Hello everybody, welcome back to Planet X News. This is Scott from the Nibiru channel. We have a space weather report update for you for March 26th, 2017. And after looking at some of the SDO footage showing this very large coronal hole that is going to be facing the planet Earth probably within the next 24 to 48 hours. Now, ladies and gentlemen, looking at this coronal hole, this is a monster, and this will probably increase the earthquake activity on our planet for more than 3, maybe 4 days. So we're going to have to definitely take precautions. If you live in any area where you have earthquakes, please take caution and keep yourself updated and informed. Now, we were taking a look at the actual real-time solar winds, and the solar winds are what impacts the Earth with these highly charged particles. They make their way and penetrate all the way down to the Earth's core, which in turn heats the core and has the potential to create catastrophic earthquakes. We've gone over this before, but for anyone that is new to Planet X News, I just wanted to clarify that. Now, we've seen a major decrease in the solar winds as the last few days have gone by. That is directly attributed to the other coronal hole that has now passed by. Right now, the solar wind speed is approximately 875,000 miles per hour, which is a huge decrease, just about 50% from what it was a few days ago. And we had that massive peak at approximately 2.5 million miles per hour. And what I do want to mention is the YouTube channel BP Earthwatch and the Higher Truth channel. They investigate and report on space weather also. Both of these channels cold busted NASA eliminating 4 hours of important footage on these models. If you'd like to watch both of their videos, I would definitely recommend going to BP Earthwatch and the Higher Truth channel and watch their videos. And they're very precise. They're going to show you how they manipulate this data. And if it's something that they don't want you to see, well, ladies and gentlemen, they will simply just remove it. We've been seeing a lot of that lately. What we're looking at right now is the solar wind, and this is a computer animated model that's generated from the data. And as you can see over here to the right side of the screen, once again you have your little color-coded key right here, and you can see how the Earth is being buffeted by these solar winds, highly charged particles. And the longer the arrows are in this model, the higher the wind speed. So we are definitely being impacted by these charged particles from the sun. What we're taking a look at right now is the magnetosphere Y-cut model, and there has been some, I'll just use the word erratic movement with our magnetosphere. There's no doubt, ladies and gentlemen, we're being hit with these charged particles from the sun and the massive opening that just went by, and now we have another one on the way, probably within the next 24 to 48 hours. What I did want to show you is this is a real-time solar wind model, and when I was viewing this, I saw something that I just wanted to show you. And if you look at the little yellow sphere where my circle is, that is the planet Earth. The green sphere that you see here, that's the planet Venus. Naturally, in the middle is the sun. If you watch very closely, you are going to see Venus and the Earth impacted by a very large particles. These are all particles of the highly charged particles. Excuse me. I just get so in depth when I'm looking at this, and you can just see this impacting Venus and the Earth. I mean, it's just amazing that besides some channels on YouTube, nobody is reporting this. And this just makes me, a little nerved at the moment, because this is detrimental to human life on Earth. We are being blasted with solar radiation, highly charged radioactive particles coming from the sun and impacting our planet. I mean, this should be part of our everyday run-of-the-mill weather report that you get from your local news station. But they just don't cover it. And you can see this. You can see this coming off of the sun. And this was about 2 days ago. And it looks like Venus actually blocked some of this. I don't know if that would be a large CME, a coronal mass ejection, because I was looking at some other models and I did not see any coronal mass ejection. So, the only thing that I could possibly think of is that these are the charged particles that are spewing from this large coronal hole in our sun. And once again, probably within the next 5 to 7 days, as the Earth rotates and we move around in our orbit, we're probably going to have another coronal hole opening up. And ladies and gentlemen, there has been a lot of credible information out there and research done on the solar winds impacting the Earth and creating additional earthquake activity, more than what we normally have on this planet. And I was just checking and taking a look at just one current earthquake map, and you can already see there are some earthquakes that have gone off in the last several hours. And it seems like, it's just my opinion, but I think they're keeping all of these earthquakes under a magnitude 5. And there's no doubt about it. Now, there were some larger earthquakes up in Iceland. They're seeing a lot of activity up there, as well as volcanic activity. Now, the earthquake activity in the state of California has actually increased a little bit as far as the magnitude. Ferndale, California, 10 hours ago, a magnitude 3. 5 hours ago, magnitude 3.18. And then a magnitude 3.5. Now, normally these earthquakes along the San Andreas Fault, these are small tremors. They range between a magnitude 1, 1.5, or 2, but we are actually seeing a small uptick in this earthquake activity along the coastal region of California. One problem that has occurred, and this has been an ongoing issue, is the downscaling of these earthquakes. Because we don't work for the USGS or any of these seismic offices, it's really hard to tell if these magnitudes are actually correct. Now, we've uncovered some information here and there showing how they kind of downscale these earthquakes. But what are they really going to do whenever a magnitude 6, 6.5, or 7 hits one of these areas? I remember back in November when they had the large earthquake in New Zealand. I covered a story on it yesterday, giving some updated information on some scientific research that was done on that earthquake. And I remember very specifically that when that earthquake hit, they immediately tried to downplay the magnitude of that earthquake. But because so many people were on top of the situation, they were forced, I guess, to, keep the earthquake magnitude level at what it was reported initially, which was a 7.8. And that earthquake changed the geography of some of that island country of New Zealand. So we are in some very trying times here on planet Earth. We most definitely have to keep ourselves informed. You have to keep yourself updated, because if you live in any of these areas where you have earthquake activity, make sure you have a plan. Make sure that you have an evacuation plan. Just make sure that you are prepared to bug out, evacuate, whatever the situation calls for. This is Scott from the Nibiru channel and Planet X News. Thank you for watching.